What's up, guys? Weather Wednesday coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today, talk about the Hydra changes. Now, I think that Hydra needed some changing. I really do. I just think they might have gone too far. Because I think that they hurt not so much the Krakens, not so much the whales. I think they hurt the little people. I mean, me, I'm kind of in between, to be honest. Like, I'm a pretty endgame player. I spent a little bit of money on the game, not a lot. I'd be a minnow. And I do okay. I'm not like one of the top players in the game, but I'm fairly well advanced. I'm fairly well experienced, and I've got some pretty good teams. And even I felt a little bit of pain from the changes. Now, there are some good things with the changes. I really do think so. I think that the Wixwell teams and the Trunda teams were too broken. It's silly for somebody to be scoring 10 or 20 or 100 billion damage themselves when my entire clan, we might be putting up like 3 or 4 billion, and I'm like half of that. And that was before the changes. As you can see, I fell a little bit short this week. 1.05 billion. And the reason for it? Well, for one, they put a turn meter cap on the teams. Now that's bad and good. It's good because technically it should be saving us time, but it's bad because they amped up the devouring of the champions. They're getting swallowed faster and harder than ever before. I'll tell you what happened with my runs. Basically all of them. What happened is that toward the end, Suffering swallowed my healer and my healer reviver. So in this case, for my nightmare team, Mithrala got swallowed toward the end, and you can't do any damage on Suffering. He takes 2 turns and they're gone, and there is nothing that you can do. Absolutely nothing. They're just gone. You cannot free them at all. The same thing happened with my brutal team. I use, and she's a little bit underrated, I think, Ursula. I've got her in a curse set, so not only is she doing a healing and a strengthening and a revive or all that, but she's also in curse gear, so she's throwing out the hex. And she got swallowed by Suffering, and she was just gone. And once that happens, it's over. The run's over, because I can't do anything to protect the rest of my team. So even though I still have my damage dealers out, they take a few hits and they're dead. They're dead. I mean, if all they did is swallow like one of my damage dealers, like if they just swallowed, say, Estrid or something, or Artak, or Supreme Gaelic, or Thor, like I could still do some damage, I can still survive, but they swallowed a healer or a reviver, and I'm done. And that's the big problem right now, is the Head of Suffering. And this isn't just me, I watched a video with Ash and Saf yesterday, and Saf said the same thing happened to him. Now, he put out more damage than me because he's more advanced, he's a smarter player, he's put a lot more money into the game, he's played longer, all the things, right? But it still happened to him. Suffering swallows. He gets that double turn, and you're done. Like, it's particularly bad when he has the poison cloud on, right? So he comes back, he takes a turn, he swallows you. 2 turns later, your champion is gone. There's nothing you can do about it, and that's pretty bad. Now, I felt like my teams were still putting up similar damage. Like, because I don't have like one of those Kraken teams that could just put up infinite damage over and over again on the head. Like, the heads reappearing after a certain amount of damage didn't really affect my team very much. Maybe a little bit, but that wasn't really typically the biggest problem. I was still putting out numbers at about the same rate. Like, you know, if you have 100 turns, 100 boss turns, and you put out X amount of damage, that was about the same for me. But I ran out of time, and because the devouring was happening faster and faster, I didn't have time like before to put up my damage. It's not that my team was putting up less damage, it's that I just didn't have enough time anymore to put up this 1.2 billion that they're still asking for. Why are they still asking for the same damage numbers as before when they nerfed our damage? Like, it's one thing, like, it's great that in theory they are saving us time, even though the RNG that they have inflicted upon us means we need to do more manual runs, we need to reset our runs sometimes. Like, my brutal team has had problems in the past anyway, staying alive. That's why I had to put Ursula in there. But now that Hydra, the heads do seem to be doing more damage. So I had to rerun this several times, which means I wasn't really saving time on that one. And by the time I got to hard Hydra, I just knew this team is not putting up enough damage to get me to the 1.2 billion. It's just not. I need to rework it probably. I always held off on building one of those elite Trunda teams, but those teams didn't get nerfed into the ground. They got nerfed into the atmosphere instead of the stratosphere. Like, they're not in space anymore. They're just flying high above us. I could probably still build a Trunda team. Like, my Trunda has just been okay because I didn't really build one of those teams. I have all the champions to build a Trunda team. Not a double Yumiko, but I have a Nia. That's probably enough. I might have to do that. Now, they say that they're taking in feedback, they're crunching the numbers, and they're going to make more adjustments. And it sounds like they're probably going to nerf Trunda some more, which I don't know if that's necessary. Like, unless they're still putting up 10 billion damage, maybe somebody is. I don't know if nerfing Trunda, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to change her attack numbers or something? I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. Like, obviously, over time, I've improved all my teams. This team last week put up, or a couple weeks ago, put up like 283 million. And now it's down to 153. So the reports that teams are down by like 45, 50%. That seems pretty accurate to me. This team You know, I put up almost 100 million before Ursula got swallowed. I probably could have rerun it and got more damage. I don't want to rerun Hydra. The whole point of this was to save us time, and that's why there's a 1,500 or 1,000 turn limit instead of 1,500. They're supposed to be saving us time. Well, if we have to rerun things over and over again because of the RNG changes, then are they really saving us time? So there are some pros and cons of this. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be harder to be getting this every week. And so even though I was only a little bit short, it means that next week all I can get is this last chest. So I don't know, but it does look promising that we might win this. It's early in the week, so who knows. But teams are not going to be like jumping us by 4 billion because somebody has a Wixwell team anymore. I had all the champions for Wixwell. I hated that team. I'm glad it's gone. Some people are really mad, I'm sure. I don't care. That team was stupid. I didn't want to run it. I don't know. I don't like broken teams. Like so broken that there's basically two teams that can put up billions and everybody else is slumming it unless they build those very specific teams that take hours and hours and hours to manual. I don't want to manual for hours. What I want to do is build a good team and auto run it. But can't really auto run it right now. They said that they fixed the auto run, but really you have to manual now because Hydra is so much tougher. I really think that Hydra can be a fun game mode, but it needs some tweaking still. I really like building the teams. You know, obviously I need more champions. I need more gear, just like anybody else that's not a Kraken. So I don't know. I'm not mad about the changes. I just think that they went a little bit too hard on the wrong things at times. Like, I think it was a good idea to nerf the broken teams. I just wish that they hadn't broken or nerfed everybody. Not so much me. Like, I'll be fine. I'll probably figure it out how to get to the 1.2 billion in the future. I'll make some tweaks and changes and I'll improve my teams and I'll get there. Because I'm not that far off. I mean, I'm like 10% off or whatever. So I'm not super worried about me, but all my clanmates, they got pretty roughed up, to be honest. Like, people that were one king, like brutal, suddenly can't. People that were one king hard, suddenly can't. So it's tough on other people. Like, I don't think it's very nice to rough up players that aren't in game. Like, if you want to rough up the Krakens, that's fine. They'll still be the Krakens. They'll still be number one. They'll just be like, oh, I put up 2 billion instead of 200 billion. Like, they'll be fine. They're not really hurt by this. If anything, you save them time. But to hurt the little guy, don't hurt the little guy. Like, I know the little guy doesn't make you as much money, but they still make you some money and they're still part of the game. Take it easy on them a little bit. It's bad enough that the Krakens all have +4 mythicals and most of us don't have any unless it's Lady Mikage. Maybe somebody got lucky and pulled one or two. They need to fix the mythical problem too. That's a different topic, but that's it. I mean, let me know in the comments what you think. Are you really mad that they finally nerfed a little bit the Trundle team and a lot the Wixwell team? Are you happy that they at least made that Wixwell still works for Demon Lord? I might build the Demon Lord team just because my team has a little bit of an affinity issue with Spirit. Once in a while it'll fail. It's like a problem once a month. It's not a big deal. But I don't know. I think that the changes were in the right direction, just a little bit too hard. A little bit too much. Take it easy on the little guy. That's my opinion. I don't consider myself the little guy or the big guy. I'm the medium guy. I'm doing okay. I'm not terribly upset myself, to be honest. Like, I'm okay. We'll be fine. Figure it out. Maybe I was hurt a little bit this week in I wasn't able to get the 1.2 billion, whatever. Like, I'll figure that out, make some tweaks, I'll be fine. I think the Krakens will be fine. I think I'll be okay. But the little guy, Plarium, throw him a bone. That's my opinion. That's it. I'm Wilder Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching. This has been a Raid Shadow Legends video. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to leave your comment below. Let me know what you think about the Hydra changes. I'm Wilder Wednesday. See ya.